I just really want to understand this. Hindi ko po alam kung naiintindihan niyo po yung tinatanong ko. Please, I hope I can be provided an answer. I would really want a lecture on this.
I have to tell you that Kong BH is the only person who really tries to look at all of these numbers and tries to make sense out of it. She's very frustrated that when she interpolates us and then DOF gives a different answer, it's really frustrating for her. Please help us understand. The way to do that is for you to standardize all of these reports.
Magandang hapon po to the BCC family, to my colleagues. Well, I go straight to my favorite topic, the earmarked revenues. Last year, matagal tayong nagtalo when it comes to the disparity of the amount being reported by the collecting agency vis-a-vis the one in the Bureau of Treasury. Have we settled that? In real time ba, alam na ng Bureau of Treasury kung magkano ang laman ng earmarked revenue upon collection of the collecting agency?
We get reports from our collecting agencies on a T+1 basis, Madam Chair. So not real time, but we get it based on the reports of the banks, the collecting banks.
Which is how long? Kasi alam ko, pinagtalunan natin yun before that it has to be improved. Kung di man kayang year time, improvement man lang at mabilis. How long will the reconciliation be? Kasi natatandaan ko nun yung pinagtalunan sa DICT, parang ang NTC, ang report, 22 billion. Ang report ng Bureau of Treasury yata nasa 8 billion. So ang laki nung, or 14 billion, basta malaking disparity. Does this still happen until now?
Madam Chair, we get the collection report from the banks and we reconcile the report on a monthly basis with the agencies. Now on the disbursement, we have to wait for the report from the DBM as well as the report of the implementing agencies because we only get reports of collection, but the disbursement, we have to wait. We have to reconcile with the agencies, Madam Chair.
Yes, I'm talking about collection. Yung collections kasi yung reporting before is hindi accurate. Kasi delayed. So yun yung gusto kong malaman if na-correct nyo na yung ganong sistema.
We're still in the process of improving our collection report. Right now, our system is still being enhanced because we get the aggregate collection from the banks. Now, on the specific collection per agency, we are also working together with the DICT on the eGovPay so that it will aggregate the collection and even the details of the collection per agencies. Because right now, Madam Chair, we get reports of the collections from the collecting banks.
So how long ang process before kayo makapag-reconcile? So di kayo makapag-reconcile because every time may dumagdag the collection, delayed ulit ang BTR.
Madam Chair, we reconcile on a monthly basis.
Monthly basis. Opo. Okay. Madam Chair, as of to date, magkano earmarked revenues natin total?
Madam Chair, if it's all right, we will provide you with a copy of it.
Anyway, Madam Chair, as of December 31, the amount is 706 billion, 975, 714. Now, my question is, saan po nakadeposito ito?
Madam Chair, the balances of those funds, especially if it's for the year, depende po. Some are deposited with our depository banks, but majority are with the central bank.
Does it earn an interest?
Yes, Madam Chair, for the collection for the year.
How much interest does it earn?
Madam Chair, for our deposit with the central bank, it's a little under 6% po.
6%
gross
net?
of tax.
Pag net, how much yun? Ilang percent siya?
Less than 5% po.
So kung 5%, so if we have 700 billion and it's deposited, so gusto ko lang maintindihan because we've been looking for sources of revenues. So if that's 700 billion, if it's a little under 5%, so I'm expecting we have interest income of about 35 or 30 to 35 billion. Tama po ba yun? I want to understand.
That is correct as far as the math is concerned, but frankly speaking, cash is fungible. So this cash, nagagamit yan. So these are accounting entries, frankly speaking. Let me put that on record. Many of these are accounting entries. So just like example for the year, okay, as I mentioned during the presentation earlier, we collect something like 11.8 billion a day for this year. We spend 15.8 billion a day. We borrow 4 billion a day. So there is no amount of money. There is no 700 billion of earmark revenues in cash in a separate account.
Madam Chair, if I may, dun po ako medyo nagtataka. And I want to understand, because for example, year in, year out, the revenue collection of earmark revenues is always higher than our expenditures. Year in, year out po yan. Never ever na mas mataas ang expenditure natin department sa pumapasok. So meaning to say, at any given time, because it's earmarked, you cannot use it for anything else except for where it is earmarked for. And if revenue is always higher than the expenditure, then there will always be that balance. Like for example, as of December 31, we have 706 billion. Ang pumasok po in 2023, or ang expected na papasok for 2024 is 1 billion. Ang expected din na lalabas is lower, which is 1 billion. So, yung balance of the 700 is intact.
That is not true.
So, ano pong...
So again, let's see. It's all about cash management. I'm talking about the practice today, or practice maybe for the last decade or so. So accounting entries, halimbawa, let's say Malampaya Fund. So in the past, we would get something like 30, 40, 50 billion a year. Okay? So there's an account. If the money is needed, we will fund it from whatever cash is available.
So,
So it's an accounting entry, essentially, yes.
Madam Chair, if I may, can we do that? I mean, these are earmarked revenues.
Yeah.
Meron lang po siyang specific na
Correct.
pwedeng paggamitan.
That's
So when you tell me, like for example, punta ako sa favorite ko, DICT, SUF, 24 billion for spectrum usage fees, which can be used only for free Wi-Fi in the country.
Correct.
So we haven't even, ang binababa lang po natin sa DICT, year in, year out, 2 to 5 billion.
Yes.
But I'm presuming, because we have a law, that this is earmarked.
If they
even-
if they request and Congress
No.
passes the budget that they need 24 billion, then we will give them the 24 billion. We will charge it against the
No, but ang sinasabi ko, Mr. Chair, is that, so wala nga pong, even they have request, ang nabibigay lang natin is 2 billion. Now the question is, for example, with the 24 billion of the ICT, which I'm assuming, sabi po ng NTC, nasa bangko, kung nag-land bank po, nag-earn po ito ng interest supposed to be. Kasi bawal naman po natin gamitin ito for anything. I know about accounting, I know about cash, pero this is cash that cannot be used for anything else. Kasi nga naka-earmark po siya.
There is no account. We do not have thousands of accounts. Sa dami ng earmarks. Okay, so there is no special. It's an accounting entry. Yes, we collected, let's say, for spectrum fees, this amount. And we can only use it for that purpose. If the department requests for that money and Congress approves it in the budget, then we release it.
So,
Okay?
kung
So,
kunwari nga,
but there is no thousands of accounts. Sa dami ng earmarks that we operate in essence in a one-fund concept.
so, ibig sabihin, hindi, kunwari, meron tayong entry dito na interest on NG deposits. We have an entry of NG deposits which is amounting to 22 billion. Ito yung interest income natin. May I just request na lang kung saan nanggaling yung interest income na ito? Can we be submitted a breakdown so I can understand where the interest income comes from? Last question, Madam Chair. And also, napansin ko po kasi sa projection ng interest income natin, from 22 billion, the following year, it decreased to 11.3 billion. Then the years after, nag-decrease to siya to 4 billion. So, bakit po biglang nag-decrease yung interest income, pero yung amount ng earmarked revenues natin is increasing in the projection? I just really want to understand this. Madam Chair, hindi ko po alam kung naiintindihan niyo po yung tinatanong ko. Kasi if we're looking for sources of revenues, these are supposed to be money that's not being used. So, please, I hope I can be provided an answer, Mr. Secretary, to the DBCC family. I would really want a lecture on this because if we're looking for sources of revenue, I think this is one thing that we can take a look at.
Yeah. Yes, we will provide you with that data, but as always presented in the budget, halimbawa for next year, the revenues will be 4.332603 trillion. And the budget is 6.3 trillion. So may deficit lagi.
So, Madam Chair, sorry. So, ibig sabihin, if one fund concept, ibig sabihin, nagagamit nga natin yung earmark revenue. I just want to put that on record. If it's a one fund concept,
That is correct.
so it's not earmark.
That's
So,
not.
pera lang, kaya is that the reason why we don't really release it to the agencies when they need it? Kasi, because meron kayong sinasabing absorptive capacity. So, it's already going to the one fund concept.
It's part of it. Yes, that's correct. That is the reality.
Madam Chair, I think we just need to check if that's part of our law dun sa ating earmark revenue because I'm not really so sure if that's something that...
And
Yeah,
I just
I would like that. Actually, yun ang gusto ko i-propose. Kung nasa one fund concept siya, well and good. Yun lamang, Madam Chair, maybe we can just... another time, second round na lang, Madam Chair.
just to put on record, that time po na yan. So that's been the practice. Yeah.
And I think that's when we use the language that says subject to JA, when we earmark and then the provision says subject to JA, I think that's what it means.
Yes. So
So we need to say whatever the agency earns and it's earmarked doesn't mean that you can freely use the entire earned revenue because it says you're subject to the GAA.
Yeah, Madam
I
Chair.
think that's what it
still
means.
have to be appropriated by Congress.
It has to be appropriated and you're subject to the ceiling.
Sorry?
You're subject to the ceiling.
Yes. Yes.
So in short, pati yung pag-manage ng cash, that's subject to the 6.325. That's my understanding.
That's correct. And it doesn't mean that if the budget is 6.3 trillion, iba naman yung program obligation, iba rin naman yung cash disbursement.
So in short, when you earmark, it also depends on how you write the provision.
That's part of it. That's
So
correct.
it also depends on us. It just so happens that every time we earmark, we use a uniform kind of language.
Yes, Madam Chair, it's like, no, that's why some agencies do not get really the earmark revenues that they need. Because syempre, kung nagagamit siya for other things, then even if there's a need with the agency, there's always that prohibition, even though it is within their right to use such. Yun lamang, Madam Chair, I'd like to put that on record. So, because it's part of the one fund concept, ibig sabihin, the national government is already making use of it.
Yes.
Thank you. Madam Chair.
Yes, and just to follow up on what Kong BH said earlier. So tama yun, kasi ako yung ini-interpolate yung last year. And yes, I share the same frustration. Can we just once and for all maybe issue an AO on reporting para maging standard yung practice on reporting, right? Like for example, if you make the collecting banks report, they have to report on a certain date. Otherwise, this is the consequence. In the same way, if the agencies report on disbursements, they also have to report on a certain day so that you can reconcile both collections and disbursements so that when they come to the BESF, all of these numbers make sense. Ang problema kasi is when they come to us in Congress, I have to tell you that Kong BH is the only person who really tries to look at all of these numbers and tries to make sense out of it. But then she's very frustrated that when she interpolates us and then the DOF gives a different answer, it's really frustrating for her. Kasi you would know the correct answer based on all the documents that we get, which is very different from the BESF that you guys print. So yun lang po. So please help us understand. The way to do that is for you to standardize all of these reports. So please, I hope you can commit on at least issuing that AO on reports. Can we hear that from our treasurer?
Madam Chair, Honorable members, as mentioned, we have been enhancing our system. We call it the National Collection and Disbursement
Yes, we
System.
understand the enhancements, but just please, just commit.
We will issue a treasury circular in that regard. Madam Chair.
Thank you.
Madam Chair, yun lang pong requested documents. I hope it can be submitted to the committee and then to my office.
Yes,
Thank you.
please. And please comply with the request. Thank you.